we will be talking about Scrum versus SAFe. Many of us have this confusion from different perspective. Either we are moving from Scrum to SAFe, or we have no idea about what is agility at the first place. We have seen this confusion again and again coming to people. So what I'm going to do in this session with you guys today, just clarify, is it really a face-off between Scrum and SAFe? Is it really a kind of competition or an alternate choice? What are the options? Can they both work together, or how they are different, and why we need SAFe when actually Scrum is so popular from so many years? All right, so we'll try to find out answer to this question towards the end. I would have a special Q&A session as well. You can ask as many questions as you want. And I'll share some awesome stuff with you as well, which can be useful for you guys towards the end. With that understanding, let's make a move. So as I said, this confusion, Scrum, SAFe, what to choose, what to do. As I mentioned earlier as well, if you have any specific question, concern that comes in your mind, which you want me to answer or handle in this session, please feel free to put into the question section, and I'll see whether I should immediately answer it or I should answer that towards the end of the session. Okay, so if this is the question in your mind as well, you are at the right place in the right session. But before we get into the details, a little bit about me. My name is Gaurav Rajwanshi. Some credential on your screen which allows me to come and talk about this subject. I consider myself somewhere in the expert area for agility, but that doesn't mean I know everything. I'm still learning, but it's been a long time. I think I started with agile and agility practice somewhere in 2005. At that time, when we were not even calling it explicitly as agile practices, but we were doing a bit of iterative development. And after that, I pick up Scrum Master roles and product owner roles, and then eventually coach and enterprise coach. So these are, I try to invest in myself, try to continue self-investment, education, upgrade, whatever you call. Some of the client I have helped in past on the right side of your screen, that's not in a comprehensive list. It's just whatever came in my mind, I put it there. Some of them are very recent as well. And when I'm not learning and upgrading myself and not teaching and not coaching what I do, one of the things I'm quite passionate about and involved is in my daughter, who is in home education just because she loves music. And I'm thinking and trying and aspiring for her to live her life full of passion and do whatever she like. So that keeps me busy most of the time when I'm not doing other stuff. She was on The Voice Kid, got viral 2 years back, and that excites me a lot. So I love sharing it in my sessions. For my perspective, I love reading. I love watching lots of podcasts and listening to podcasts. Listen to the book whenever I'm driving. I'm not with someone else. I'm on my own. I'm always listening to Audible, because you can learn from your mistake. But if you want to learn so much, why not to learn from other people's mistake as well? People have tried so many things in this world. They have written it all in the book. So highly recommended to everyone who's trying to grow and very ambitious. Just please start reading. Other few things I do, I meditate a lot, trying to learn strength training, trying to learn badminton, table tennis, and I wanted to be a singer. I couldn't become that, but at least I'm coach now. I can still have that excitement of being on the stage and sharing ideas with other people, if not my music. All right, let's quickly talk about Advanced Agility as well, the company which I'm representing here in front of you all. Advanced Agility is a niche consulting and coaching organization, one of the leading, fastest growing company in UK, but we have a presence across the globe, but we are headquartered in UK. We are Scaled Agile Gold Partner. That means we are working very closely in terms of promoting safe practices, scaled agile practices, not because that's our product line, but because we believe into that idea. We are passionate about it, and we have seen it solving problems at our client side. So that's what we do. Some of our Results, our achievements. We have trained over 5,000 participants till now in different formats. Over 100 clients we have helped. When we say 100% success, that means we were able to take client what they were expecting in terms of their partnership with us. Some of the testimonial, you can read more about this testimonial on our website, on our Trustpilot, on Google. We are a very transparent company. Everything is on our social media, on our channels, on our review and Trustpilot and Google profile. Okay. And here are a few clients we have helped in the recent past. So let's talk about Scrum before we jump into the idea of SAFe. Maybe you already know about Scrum, so I won't go into too much of detail, and maybe you don't know at all. Whatever it is, it's going to be a very good 2-3 minute, 5-minute refresher for you. So Scrum is a lightweight productivity framework for teams. Simple, period. It can increase your productivity, whatever you are doing. Very, very simple to understand, but very difficult to master. All right. For me, it's easy to teach here to you guys. You will understand it. But the problem is when you will actually working on it, your mindset will take you back to the traditional way of doing things. So it's difficult to master. Here's a formal definition, a boring formal definition of Scrum. Scrum is a framework within which people can address complex adaptive problems while productivity and creatively delivering product of highest possible value. Oh, it's a bit of mouthful. Here is a simple definition, which is coming from J.J. Sutherland in his book, Scrum Field Book. And what he said, a simple framework to increase teams' productivity. So I think we should be more interested in this one until unless you are giving a Scrum exam. But why Scrum? We are doing these things. We are doing work and management and work management from hundreds of years now as a society. Why we need Scrum? It's because the world is changing and changing with the pace that we need to cope up with. So let's see what is the issue with traditional product development. Somebody has an idea, a product vision. They want to achieve something in future. Yeah, it's all in the head. So they'll put together a team. They will put together a plan, start the analysis. People start working on this product and idea. Some testing, review, QA, quality analysis will be done. And here is the product that's been produced. Not quite matching with what the idea was. Or maybe it would like this. Or maybe it would be like this. So what's gone wrong? There was no feedback loop to adapt and evolve. You started with a point and just started continuing in one direction. And you end up putting a lot of effort, time and money and energy, and you end up producing something which sometimes is not needed at all. Even if it is coming with the highest quality, customer doesn't need it. So it won't be useful. So how can we solve this problem? All right, let's start with the vision again and put everything in our vision, in our thought, in our ideas. Let's put everything into a list of these ideas, of these actions, of these tasks, and let's call it product backlog. And then take a small subset of this backlog. We call it sprint backlog. So if you have 20 items in your product backlog, maybe pick up 4 items and then let the team work on those items and then check how you have done. All right, you have produced one small bit of the vision. Check, it is fine. Does it according to the vision? If yes, brilliant. If not, make an adjustment, put more ideas into your backlog and continue doing it until bit by bit, step by step, you produce exactly what was the vision. It's much better way of doing it, much cost effective and satisfying as well. On top of that, imagine the vision is evolving. Earlier, you were thinking to build something like this, what is on your screen on the left-hand side. But now the idea is changed. What will you do? You will take it back to the sprint backlog and with the team and accordingly adjust your approach. Simple. As I said, it's very simple to understand, difficult to master. So what has happened here? We have allowed the product vision to evolve as you are building the product. We are not fixing on one single idea. We are open to ideas and open to explore and think how the world is changing. Should we also change? And we have reduced the cost of changing our mind. In the traditional way as well, you could have changed your mind anyway, but the cost of changing your mind was much higher. You would have to literally do the whole thing again. But here it's very easy in terms of managing the cost of changing your mind. So this is what Scrum is doing. And how the Scrum team look like? You have a product owner, few team members, and a Scrum master. These are the three Scrum team role: product owner, team member, and Scrum master. Let's have a quick look at what they do actually. Your product owner will tell you what to build, what is the vision, and what is the first thing you should do, what is the second thing you should do, what is the third thing you should do. That means prioritization of work, and manage what exactly we will do in future, what will definitely drop as an idea. It's a it's a role which represent your customer to you. It's a role which gives the content authority. All right, what to build, when to build. On the other side, you have someone like Scrum Master, who is a coach, who will tell the team not to lean back off traditional way of doing things. This person will facilitate ceremonies, remove any blocker so the team can focus on what they are good at. And it will also increase team's velocity. Let me quickly check if there is a question. No, there is no question till now. I'll keep the chat window open as well. Brilliant. So product owner telling what to be done, when to be done, and Scrum Master is taking care how team is doing it, making that environment, making or facilitating the actual build of the work. That's what Scrum Master is doing. So what then team member are doing? They are self-managed, self-organized bunch of people working together, cross-functional. That means they have different kind of skills to turn this idea into reality. What they do? So product owner will put all their ideas into product backlog. Team will pick up a subset of that backlog called sprint backlog. So out of 100 ideas, they will pick up top 10 maybe. Yeah, in simple words. And then they will start working on it. They will test it. They will show it to the product owner and other business and customer um, representatives and gain some feedback. And few more ideas will go into the product backlog. And this cycle will keep on going like this forever. All right. This is the thing which is known as a sprint. One cycle is known as one sprint, which is 1 week to 4 week. All right. Sometimes people get confused. Sprint is always 2 week. I can't do a 3 week or 4 week sprint. No, you can do it. It's up to you. The guideline in most of the organization, we have seen 2 weeks works very well. But if you want to do 4 weeks, why not? If you want to do 1 week, why not? So in this sprint, you start with something called sprint planning. You do a daily stand-up, then you do sprint review, and then you do retrospective. These are the 4 key things you do during your sprint. So that's pretty much is Scrum. I can talk about it for the rest of the day and maybe week, but in nutshell, that's what is Scrum. That's what is sprint. There are some role in front of you as well. All right. What about scalability then? What do I mean by scalability? Scalability is one Scrum team sitting somewhere in the world can produce something, but they may not be able to deliver value, full value to the customer as a product. So if one Scrum team is building one part of the Spotify music app, for example, they may be working on the playlist part. They are developing it, building it, designing it, brilliant. What about the other part of the application? What about the backend? What about the Spotify for artists? What about so many other things in the overall Spotify app? 8, 10 people, not possible for them to do. That means we have to scale them up. So what should we do then? Very simple. Just create multiple Scrum teams in your organization and you are done. Is Is it that simple? Just create multiple Scrum teams and they will work, and magically the cohesively designed amazing Spotify app will be in your hand on your phone? That's a question. That's the question we need to ask to ourselves when it comes to the idea of Scrum versus SAFe, which I've seen many people are arguing about. So here is what I'm trying to convey to you. You can have an idea, an organization can have an idea, and that idea eventually should turn into value for your customer they can consume, which can bring some change in their life. All right. And to do that, you need people, you need multiple teams working on it, team of different size, team in different locations, sometime, team of different skill set, different domain. These teams need to work on specific areas to convert that big idea into value for your customer. So each team has their own stuff to work on, their own backlog to work on, right? Their own sprint backlog or product backlog or task backlog or team backlog. I don't care what word you choose. Their list of things that they need to do. Some of them can decide we will do Scrum, period, because the best framework in the world. Oh, other will decide no, we can't commit ourselves for 1 to 4 week of sprint, so we'll do Kanban. And somebody will say, you know what, we'll do both. We'll do Scrum Ban, a different kind of buzzword in the market. Scrum and Kanban together, Scrum Ban. People use it. If you put on Google Scrum Ban, you will see a lot of articles and things, whatever they are using. So these different teams using all sort of frameworks, working on all sort of problems with one common vision of converting that idea into implementation, converting that concept into cash to deliver value to your customer, after which your business can take something in return. And in most of the cases, that something is basically money, cash, right? It's a financial return from the customer. They consume your product or services, and then they pay you for that. So they all need to come together, work together for this value to be delivered to the customer. But then we come back to the same question. And the question is, how would you maintain the alignment among these teams? Individually, these teams are absolutely working awesome. They are producing what need to be produced. But how can we make sure they all are not going in different direction and not coming to a common goal? And they're helping each other rather than blocking each other. How will you ensure that? That's where we introduce SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework for Enterprises. All right. So multiple teams, they might have their own framework, whatever they are using, Scrum or Kanban or hybrid version or whatever kind of version they are using. We bring them together with a glue, something connecting it to maintain, to create the alignment so that they can work in the direction of delivering value to the customer. And that's something, one possible option of that something is SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework for Enterprise. So let's see what exactly is that. Is it really a SAFe? Is it really a Scrum competitor, or is it something that can work hand in hand? So till now, you must have realized that teams are still working on Scrum. By the way, we are not changing anything in the team. All right, or Kanban to say. So what is this Scaled Agile framework? Sometime you will read in the books and on some website that it's a dual operating system. It brings the idea of maintaining your current hierarchical model of the organization, but still allow you to create the lean startup network model where people are more easily approachable. They can align faster, they can take decision quicker, and they can learn, make mistake faster and move over it uh, faster than your competition, because that's what we want. We want to build high quality, better products faster than our competition. So it's a dual operating system. All right, keep that term in your mind. It's also based on 4 values: alignment, the purpose of bringing all this together; Built-in quality. How will we ensure that these teams will produce the quality stuff as expected? Even if you produce something on budget in time, but the quality is not there, it's going to create trouble. They bring transparency and program execution. These are the four values which are the foundation of scaled agile framework for enterprise. And this idea of bringing these multiple teams together, what I was showing you on my screen, is being manifested using a concept called agile release train. So wherever you have heard this word in your work with your friends and colleagues, let's launch a train, agile release train. It might be confusing you. Sometimes you will hear the word value stream, development value stream, operational value stream. Basically, so what is value stream? Let me say this, all this not on my screen. Value stream is the sequence and steps of delivering the value to the customer. Value is something that will reach to the customer, and stream, just like a water stream, is steps happening one after another so that the value can reach to the customer. But when you bring that idea to the real people, we call it agile release train. We call it train because it never stops. We just keep on running, and keep on delivering value to the customer. So it's a different mindset than a project or program, which always have a start date and an end date. Here, we don't have a start date. We don't have an end date. It's an ongoing train until the leadership will decide the train should stop. It won't stop. It will continue delivering value to the customer. What is the train? These people working together, which I was highlighting earlier, they are using their own SAFe, Scrum or Kanban or hybrid kind of framework. Apart from that, this agile release train also has some other important roles. Let's start with the first one, release train engineer. Now, people in India and UK and other part of the world sometimes get confused that it's a technical role. It's not. It's not a software engineer or architecture or actual engineer kind of role. They named it release train engineer because in USA, where the SAFe has been created, you call the driver of the train as engineer. So RTE is the driver of your train. We call it release train engineer. I mean, you could have called this person agile release train engineer as well, or just train engineer as well, or release train manager as well. But they have chosen this word, release train engineer. Apart from that, you have product manager, who is responsible for all the product owners of all the team inside this train. All right. So product manager is kind of representing all the product owners, interacting with them on what? On requirements. Requirements have certain names, certain hierarchy. I'm not going into detail of that. System architect, helping developers on the team, testers as well. And then you have business owners who are representing actual people managing the business in your organization. They may be from marketing, from procurement, sales, from HR, from any areas of your organization representing the real business needs. And a system team. The system team is the team who is technically helping every other team to bring their work together, to bring their output together so that it can be an awesome outcome for the program or for the customer. So that's our agile release train. Multiple team working together to deliver value to the customer, to convert the concept into cash with the help of RTE, product manager, system architect, business owner, and system team. All right. Some key events that should happen in SAFe. Now, let's again compare it with this idea of Scrum. One of the things is PI planning, program increment planning. It's just a planning. Even if you ignore the word PI, a planning event that happen at the train level, not at the team level. Art sync, another event, and inspect and adapt, another event. So now let's compare that with Scrum. PI planning, if you understand a little bit of sprint planning, and as I was explaining earlier, is similar to sprint planning. Sprint planning happens every 2 weeks, for example. PI planning generally happens every 1 quarter because the whole train is involved. Art Sync is just like daily Scrum. Now, daily Scrum happens every day, but Art Sync happen every week. Remember, we are talking about scalability. Okay, yeah, Sam, I have a question here from Sam. How you connect SAFe team to Scrum team? Good. So this person here, release train engineer, he is the driver of the train. So this person is working and coordinating with all other Scrum master in the team. So it won't be wrong if I'll rename this role and start calling RT as Chief Scrum Master. So Chief Scrum Master managing the coordination between these team. There are lots of other things. These Scrum team participate in PI planning in ArtSync. So ArtSync is the meeting where your release train engineer will call all the Scrum Master and all the product owners, maybe product manager as well, and create an alignment. What's going on in your individual teams, in your sprints, or in your current cycle of Kanban, if you're using Kanban, and then accordingly take an action. So at the start of the quarter, PI planning has happened. At the end of the quarter, inspect and adapt will happen, which is like sprint, review, and retrospective. All right. So that's the connection between Scrum and SAFe in a very, very simple word. Remember, I was saying that every Scrum team has their product backlog. Sometimes we call it team backlog as well. Exactly same way, this train has a program backlog, which contains some requirement called features. At the team level, those requirements in the agile world are known as stories. At the train level, the same requirement are known as, like the bigger version of those requirements is known as features. So that was one train, so many people on the train working together to deliver the value. But the world is not that simple. What happens after that, in many organizations, one train is not enough because we're talking about scalability here. So one train is not enough. We have to have multiple trains. Oh my God, more problems of alignment. How will we align now between these multiple trains? To align between the teams, we created this idea of PI planning and agile release train, but now we have multiple trains, just like on a train station. A lot of coordination needed. For that, we have to start thinking in terms of epics. Our ideas and requirements, we call them epics. Put them into another backlog called portfolio backlog and maintain a portfolio Kanban. We need to introduce the idea of lean portfolio management, a group of people coming together to create this alignment between these multiple trains. It's a very advanced concept. And we need to bring the idea of lean budgeting as well. I'm not going into detail of those ideas until there's a specific question, which I can pick in few minutes. But the message I want to give you here, Scrum, very good at the team level. But when you bring it to the organization level, create some gaps are felt by the people who are trying to create alignment. Of course, there are framework like Scrum at Scale, and some people call Scrum of Scrum and all sort of bastardized version of Scrum as well. But SAFe is a very comprehensive body of knowledge freely available on the scaledagileFramework.com. Absolutely freely available. All the templates, toolkits, pictures, diagrams, download it, read it, apply it. If you want to know more in less time, then maybe you would like to go through certain training or certification. So here is a formal definition of SAFe. It's the world's leading framework for business agility. SAFe for Lean Enterprise is a knowledge base of proven integrated principles and practices and competencies. Competencies, your skill, actions, and behavior and knowledge for achieving business agility. We are not talking about team level agility. We are talking about organization level agility. That's what is troubling most of the organization right now. By implementing lean, agile, and DevOps at scale. That's the formal definition of SAFe. If you look at the SAFe, some of the clients which have been implemented according to the Scaled Agile, this is like a very small list. If you go on the Scaled Agile website, you can have hundreds of customer stories from this link. All right. Some of the example given here. That's how the SAFe look like. If you go to their website, that's how the big picture look like. Everything I was explaining you till now. Let me just see if I can pick up a pen and draw here. So I was talking about these teams. These teams, they are working on their own backlog. When you have multiple of these teams and you have multiple of these backlogs as shown here, you start calling them a release train. So at the train level, apart from these teams, you have these roles: system architect, product managers, RTE, business owners. What they all do, they are trying to deliver a solution to the customer in time, on budget, with quality, and continuously evolving solution. When you have multiple of these trains, then you need to have something called portfolio layer, which has the competency of lean portfolio management. And then you're talking about epics and all that stuff. It might look a bit complicated initially, but if you go through it, you will find your own path. If you need some support, there are lots of support available where some experts can help you. But for now, let's see what's going on here. These, if I'll create a simple flow at the organization level, your company is thinking of some themes. We want to go carbon neutral by 2030. All right, that's they want to do. That's a theme, and that's creating a vision as well. That vision then is broken down into big chunk of work, something that can take many months and maybe year to complete. That is epic. And then these epics are broken down into multiple smaller chunks. We call it features. These features are stored in something called program backlog. Epic was stored in the portfolio backlog. And then features are broken down into even smaller chunk. We call it stories. And these stories are stored into team backlog. And then teams come together and deliver it. Okay, we have to stop this part here. Let's continue further. No, I can just move on. So SAFe comes in different configuration: essential, portfolio, large solution, full configuration. What does it mean? It's just like your iPhone, different version: iPhone mini, iPhone Pro, iPhone Pro Max. So every bigger version has something extra. So essential is something you can start with when you are playing with it first time at a program level. That means at the train level, that means roughly around 50 to 125 people play around with the essential configuration. When you get some success, think about it. Do you want to add the portfolio configuration or large configuration, or both of them, which is a all singing and dancing version, which is we call full configuration? You can take a call on that. How would you decide whether is the right time to go to the next level? You will start getting some leading indicators telling you, oh, this is missing, this is creating a problem, we need to launch more train, we need to maintain the coordination between these multiple trains and multiple geography. That means you have to just upgrade to the bigger configuration. Sometimes you may not use a configuration, but still use some practices of that. That's also allowed. So everything on the SAFe framework is based on these 7 competencies while keeping the customer at the center of everything. What are these competencies? They are your knowledge, your skills, and your behavior. How as a team, as a program, as a organization you are behaving. That is your competency. So a lot to learn in each of these competency to make sure that it reflects into your work. Some of our courses, we teach these competencies in detail, depending upon your role. And once you have this idea, you want to start, then SAFe recommends SAFe implementation roadmap. Sometimes this is a confusion, how to start, where to start. So you can use this roadmap. Start with a point where you are very sure that you want to go SAFe. It's a time to go SAFe. Whatever you are trying, waterfall, ad hoc, and hybrid version is not working. Then you make the change agent in your organization. You either hire people from outside or you promote someone inside as change agent who has the authority, who would people listen to make the change. Otherwise, nobody want to make change. People want to make change, but they don't want to change themselves. That's the normal behavior. And these change agents, then they will train your managers, executives, and leaders by creating some knowledge base, by running some training and workshops. And then you find out your value stream. That means you find out how the value is flowing in your organization from start to end, because you need to bring multiple teams together. So you need to know what is the right way to do it. And then you go through a lot of other things. I may not be able to complete everything here, but then the heartbeat of this is a quarterly planning, which is nicely named or branded by Scaled Agile as PEI planning, program increment planning. You can map it in your mind very simply with the quarterly planning. Every 3 months plan created by for 50 to 125 people to deliver some value to the customer. Then they go into each team of 8 to 10 people and deliver the value. When they end this cycle of 1 quarter roughly, you do an inspect and adapt event, which is like retrospective, which is basically means to look back and reflect on, if you have to do the same thing again, can you do it better? Yeah. Can you improve on something? It's the idea of continuous improvement. When you complete this one cycle, you have a choice. Either you go through the cycle one more time if you don't have confidence. If you have, think about creating more trains, more value stream in your organization. And then think about bringing the idea of lean portfolio management to manage, align among the multiple train. And once you master it, nothing can stop you. You just accelerate. That's what many big organizations have done in last few years. We have seen it. We have seen those results. We have seen organizations making their customer happy, increasing their profits, and creating a great environment and fun environment for teams to work. How would you know it's all working? I'm saying it. That's why I know you can continuously measure how you are performing in different aspects. Here are all the dimension in which your teams, your program can measure themselves whether you are doing what is required or not. I'm not going to go into the detail of each one of them, but just to highlight, if you see, let me pick up my pen again. Yeah. So if you see, this team is doing absolutely awesome at the team level. All right. They're doing absolutely awesome at this particular dimension, but they have a lot to do in terms of, let's say, mindset and principle. They are scoring at this level. A lot to do. They have to do a lot to come to a level where their mindset is changing, their behaviors are changing, they are following the principles. So in a perfect world, this whole graph should be filled with color, whatever color you are using, red, green, black, gray, doesn't matter. That means you are doing awesome at all of them. But you know, when that will happen, you will reset the graph and set up the new bar for you. So it's a journey of continuous change and improving and getting better. All right. So all these ideas and knowledge and concepts has been structured into certain power-packed knowledge-based courses by Scaled Agile. And on your screen here are around 12 of them, which are the most popular. There are a couple of more which I couldn't put on my slide. The most popular one of all these is this one. I need to go back very quickly. Here we go. So the most popular one is Leading SAFe. It's a 2-day program. You come out with a certification called SAFe Agilist. And basically you become friend with this framework. The big picture which I was showing you, you just become friend with it. You know where to find out your own path. And then depending on your role, you can choose what is the next certification you want to do. So if you see, there are multiple different paths. If you are a Scrum Master, Project Manager, Program Manager, we call it People Enablement Path. It's not a Scaled Agile term, it's an advanced agility term. If you're on a People Enablement Path, you have to go through, or you should go through this journey. The first one is Leading SAFe, then Scrum Master, Advanced Scrum Master, RT. That can be your learning journey. If you are on the Process Enablement Path or Product Enablement Path, basically you are the product owner or BA or product manager or some kind of subject matter expert, then this is the path for you. You start with leading safe, then go through POPM, APM. There are some jargons, basically product owner certification, agile product management, and few other things. And if you're on the technology path, that's the journey for you. The point to notice here is you always start with the leading safe and the end is SPC. What is SPC? It's the gold standard of agility certification available today in the market. There's no other certification I know where you can pay fees to be on the course, to learn and give exam and get awesome um, certificate and then take benefit of it in your career. Show it on your LinkedIn profile. I mean, I interview a lot of people every day. I see they have SPC title and I want to talk to them. Of course, that doesn't guarantee a job, but at least it puts you in front of the right people. All right. So for now, quick offer for you all who have been with me from different part of the world. I can see you are very patiently listening to my stuff and hopefully it's adding some value as well. So all these courses, which I was showing you on the side, they SAFe basically cover 55% of market share right now in terms of scaled agility framework. There's no competitor of this thing, right? People who are joining here from US, you know that is getting so big in US. People who are joining from UK is picking up and India as well is picking up. So it's amazing framework. This is the future. This is going to stay here for at least few years until something else will come up from somewhere else. I cannot see any sign of that till now. Special offer for you all. Take this code Gaurav20 off. Go to our website www.advancedagility.com and any of these training you can book today with 20% off, whatever the price mentioned on the website. Because you have been onto this webinar with me, there are some bonuses for you. You will get one free 1 hour session, one-to-one with me to talk about your scenario, your particular team problems. What are the challenges you are facing in your team? What you're trying to solve? What course you should do? Are you preparing for an interview or you are changing your job because you accidentally came into this layoff thing right now? Whatever is the situation, I'm happy to give you 1 hour and I don't measure time like exactly 1 hour. It will go slightly beyond that as well. That's fine. You always get lifetime email support. Whatever your questions are sent to us, we'll immediately reply back. In future, by default, 10% off. Just come and tell our team that you have done a course with us, 20% off of any course. And then a special program which we run, Train the Trainer. If you are a really ambitious person and you want to go to the next level in your career, we talk about that as well. So take a note of this. Let's move on. Some of you may be a bit advanced or maybe that ambitious that now you don't want to stop by just learning these courses. You want to teach these courses, right? You want to become like someone who can not only learn themselves, but help so many other people in your organization or maybe in society. For that, the course is Implementing SAFe, which gives you SPC certification, which I was highlighting earlier, which is the gold standard of any agile certification right now in the market. SPC is a 4-day program. And by the way, the interesting thing here is which not many people know and they end up wasting their money and time. As a business, I can tell you, you go and first do the leading SAFe and then come on the implementing SAFe. Remember I said, first certification in process, people, and technology enablement path is leading SAFe. And the last was implementing SAFe or SPC. So if you're coming to implementing SAFe directly, the magic is happening here is first 2 days of this 4-day program are covering the whole leading SAFe anyway. All right. And the next 2 days are going into the detail. You spend 4 days or invest 4 days, whatever way you see it. You come out with a certification called SPC, SAFe Program Consultant. What does it give you? It gives you that authority that you are the subject matter expert of scaled agile. It gives you that authority that you can not only bring the change in your organization, you can teach other people. It gives you license to run public classes. maybe in your organization or publicly, where you can work with a company like us, Advanced Agility, and we can onboard you as a trainer, and then you can start delivering the training and make extra cash for your time in the evening or weekend. All right. So this is the gold standard, which allows you to teach all the class, take that authority. I don't do it often. I'm running this class from 27th Feb to 2nd March, 4 days, which is later this month in UK time, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right. For people who are joining from India, it's 2:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. if I have converted it right. 5.5 hour of difference. For all those who are joining from US, it's early morning, or if you're on the California side, it's very early morning for you. But if the deal is good for you, maybe you want to make that adjustment. 4 days, you come out becoming an SPC, you have the license, you have the authority, you can bring the change, you can apply for the next job as a RTE or enterprise agile coach or senior agile coach or a trainer. All right, so here is the URL which you can use. Let me see if I can put into the chat window as well, this URL. There we go. Please take a note of this. That's the training which I'm delivering 27th Feb to 2nd March, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. GMT. If you go on our website, it's a $3,000 course. Straight away put the code Gaurav SPC20 and it will become $2,400 course for you. Saving of $600 and some bonuses, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm giving you two special deal today. One, Gaurav 20 off for any of those 2 days courses, which generally make you go next step on the ladder of agility or scaled agility, or straight away go for this gold standard, because I told you a secret. First 2 days are leading safe anyway. So the whole journey, if I'll go back quickly, yeah, let's see here. That's where we were. So if you come for a 4-day course, first 2 days will cover this. Let me pick up a different pen. Yeah. So first 2 days will cover this, and last 2 days will cover this. So you are taking everything with you in 4 days, and you're coming out as an expert in the idea of scaled agility. All right. So that's why it's an amazing course, and you never get this opportunity easily in the market where you suddenly get a big discount. All right, lifetime support, 10% off on any future courses you want to do about agility or Kanban or DevOps or cloud. We do a lot of things. All right, so that's the coupon code for you. Let me just put this as well into chat window. Code of SPC20 is the code. For any generic course, you don't want to be a trainer right now, you don't feel confident, you can go to this link, which I've shared in the chat window right now with you, and book any course, whatever you like, with this special coupon code 20 off. Let's move on. So after that, you are ready to deliver the trainings. You are an authority, but few people, they feel like I'm not still confident. I need more support. I need more hand holding, at least in my initial days. I think I need to learn more. I need someone to work with me. Some people have this thing. I've seen it practically again and again. For those people, we have something very customized. We have Advanced Agility Train the Trainer program. What does it do? The Train the Trainer program is a 10-step journey which lasts for 12 weeks, about 3 months. These 3 steps, which are highlighted with the dark gray color, are anyway done if you attend the SPC program at the end of this month with me. So these 3 steps are covered in that. The Train the Trainer program brings extra step, the first induction session with me, and then help you preparing for the exam. Then you can shadow my training and other trainings we are delivering. You can sit down in any training, any number of time, and see how other trainers are delivering training. to our participant and learners. Then you can start co-training with them. You can say, oh, I want to deliver one chapter, I want to deliver one principle, I want to just deliver this concept. You refine your skills, and one day you start delivering your training and start getting paid, which is 3 months. That's the plan. We have like 10 people already come out of this program in the last 1 year, and they are doing awesome right now working with us. And then you stay connected with us for continuous lifetime support. It's a very costly program for many people, depending upon in what level of your agility journey you are. I don't recommend it to anyone. I always say, if you want to know about it, email me your current situation and your aspiration on this email address, gaurav@advancedagility.com. I will put it into chat window as well, because many time I will refuse. If you come to me and say, I want to do this, I will talk to you and say, no, it's not the right thing for you. Because if you spend 8,000 pounds, it's become our liability to help you becoming a trainer and be at that level. We may not be comfortable at that point of time. Not for everyone, but for some people, this is the option to speed up the things. For all others, these dark gray boxes, which is everything I mentioned earlier, implementing SAFe program, the gold standard of any agility certification, definitely bring a big change in your life, in your career. You can go for that. The benefit of working with us, you can stay connected. It's a community we are building of like-minded people. We are based in UK, in London, but we have people everywhere in the world. So its community is helping you grow. You can ask questions, share ideas, and feel comfortable. We do lean coffees, we do internal webinars, and all sort of things. We have lots of testimonial on our YouTube channel. There's a link given on your screen. Take a screenshot of this. That's how the channel look like. People have given who have been to our courses. They have given, some of them have given testimonial. Other people have given Google reviews, Trustpilot reviews. As I said, we are a very open and transparent company. We are on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Twitter. And for people who are not in India, we are on TikTok as well. All right. So you can catch us anywhere, global presence. Remember one thing, that nothing happens until the pain of remaining outweighs the pain of change. So yeah, a bit of effort you need in everything you are doing. Here are some details about the offer again on your screen. Go to this link, which is in your chat window. Use this coupon code. It won't last. The class size we look for between 15 to 20 people. I did a webinar last week and we got some bookings. So when the class is full, we'll stop the code. We are looking for 15 to 20 people maximum in the class, because less than that, more than that, it will impact sometime the experience. All right. So please make full use of it. For any generic training, leading SAFe, Scrum Master, Product Owner, if you want to take a small step before going any big, you can use this code on our website and book any training. Remember, the success which you see people are exhibiting is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of thing behind this: principle, values, mindset, your experimentation with things. You're trying something and failing and then trying again. So everything which I'm telling you today, and if you want to go into the deep, you don't want to invest money, you don't want to come to this course, no problem. Go to scaleagileframework.com, read there. It's all available for free. There is not a single slide which I'm going to show you in my course which is not available on scaleagileframework.com. All available for free. Most comprehensive material. But then why people would come on my courses? Because it will take you ages. Something which I'll teach you in 4 days, it might take 1 year. People have tried this in past. You can also try if you want to try. And few things won't make sense. Or even if these things are available, you want to talk to someone, you want to share ideas. But if you are very clear, I'm telling everyone always, don't worry. If you want to invest in yourself by putting more time, go to website, read for free. There are lots of books as well. Distilled SAFe, Distill 5.0. That's a very good book you can read. There's another book which I'm reading as well nowadays, The Art of Avoiding a Train Wreck. You can read this book by M. Campbell. I think it will look very other way around. It's a mirror image and in the camera, but that's another book you can read. There's another book which I recommend to everyone coming new to the SAFe. It's called The Rollout. Please read this book as well. Right? I have no affiliation with these people. I'm not trying to sell their books, but they are good book. I have read them. They help me. I keep on reading them again and again. If you want to know more about the books and the path, you have my email address here as well on this slide in the chat window as well. Feel free to send me your query. Now let's pick up questions. All right, we have a question here. SAFe is something combination of different agile framework towards value organization. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. SAFe has not produced anything new. So in that way, you're right. What they have done, they have picked up the agile and lean and DevOps and Kanban practices, whatever were already there, and put them together in a way that can be used by an organization. So if you ask me, can I do it myself without referring to SAFe? Of course you can. Of course you can. How long it will take you to do that? Nobody can say that. I'm not the right person to judge you on your abilities. So you put a little bit of Kanban, a bit of Scrum, a bit of Lean and DevOps and try to create something. Yes, you can do it. SAFe has done it. Why not to leverage that? All right. And they are improving it. I'm pretty sure this year SAFe 6 will come out. By the way, if you join me in February for SAFe 5.1 implementing SAFe class, whenever SAFe 6 come, the upgrade is free. You don't need to pay again. And the price I'm telling you include your practice exam and your certification course, practice exam and real exam and lots of other videos. Everything is included. So yes, it's a combination, not a combination, it's a kind of a recipe which has been created, putting lots of different practices together to create an amazing dish. We have one more question. What is the best way to prepare for Scrum Master interview? Is there a difference between Agile Scrum Master and SAFe Scrum Master? Yes, there's a difference. Scrum Master interview is about how the Scrum Master is working with the Scrum team. The moment you call it SAFe Scrum Master, it changes the dynamics. What happens? Now you are not just talking about Scrum Master working with the team. Now the Scrum Master need to work with other Scrum Master as well. And this Scrum Master need to work with the Chief Scrum Master as well. Who was the Chief Scrum Master? Release Train Engineer, RTE. All right? The person who was responsible for the whole train. So yes, if you want to do an Scrum Master certification, feel free to do things like PSM, CSM. They hardly cost $100. People who are in India, I think it costs even less there. Are they valuable or not? I'm not the right person to comment, but we don't do that. We don't work on that because according to us, according to our research, the world is moving into the direction where scalability is very important. Individual team cannot create value for the customer, for your organization. It's about something that can be applied to the whole organization. So SAFe Scrum Master is the right step, according to me, if you want to get certified as a Scrum Master. If you have a little bit of experience, maybe you go with Advanced Scrum Master, not SAFe Scrum Master. If you're really senior, go for RTE. None of these certification has prerequisite, like you do this first or that first. It's just about your own pace. And I've shared with you earlier the different path you can take. If I can show you those path again. Here we go. All right, we have one more question. I'm a certified SPC. I took that certification without any other certification. Consider take RTM and LPM certification. Okay, you want to do release train engineer or lean portfolio manager certification. Does that make sense? Going the other way from right to? Okay, very, very good question. So the question is for everyone else. Someone is asking, I have done SPC already. Should I go back and do RTE or LPM? The answer to that is until unless a particular job or a particular organization asking you to do that, I don't see a need. If you are an SPC, you get an opportunity to give all the exam of all the certification in SAFe. We call them enablement exam for free. You log in into your account and you can give POPM exam. You log in into account, you can do agile software engineering exam. So you can anyway write RT exam and RT, not RT, you can write LPM exam and all other exam. But if you want to pick up RTE role and the job description says that you need to be certified RTE, do it. It's worth doing it. Otherwise, I would not say do it. Otherwise, try to enhance your skill after SPC. There is another program after SPC. It's called SPCT. All right. That means you become the trainer of the trainer. Now you can make people SPC. So right now I am SPCT core trainer. I'm on the journey to become SPCT. I am on the journey to become SPCT core trainer. I think I was trying to write on my other screen. You might not have seen that. So after SPC, you have SPCT. But that is not like you pay for fee and sit down in a class and attend a course. No, it's a long journey. You need to satisfy so many requirements, submit them, then you get an interview and a lot of other things. I can do another webinar on this, how to proceed on the path of SPCT if anybody interested. It's a very advanced level. As I said, the best certification money can buy right now for you by you investing your 4 days and writing the exam is SPC. So I will not recommend you by default that you go back and invest more money. That's not, I will recommend. Stick to SPC. Think about becoming SPCT if you want to invest further or enhance your skill, read more books, watch more videos, talk to more people. And if you have any confidence issues around how to deliver training, how to interact in the class, think of a train the trainer program, which we run, and I explain to that. You can email me. All right. Okay. So another question here is someone saying, does SAFe support Scrum more than Kanban? No, it's not like that. If you see the SAFe big picture, there's a lot of Kanban going on everywhere, but that doesn't mean it support Kanban more. At the team level, SAFe recommends you to do time boxing, and you call them sprints. In SAFe language, you call them iteration at the team level. At the program level, you do time box again. You call them PI, program increment, or quarters. In very simple English language, you have quarters. At the portfolio level, it's just a continuous flow of work. Maybe you can start calling it years, because at the portfolio level, you might be doing annual planning. So you can have your own time boxes and call it year. So there is no such thing that SAFe recommends Kanban more than Scrum. No. Oh, we have one more question. Is SAFe only for large organizations? If you have a team of 20 people, should you go SAFe? No. I mean, if you're a company of 20 people, no. So that means SAFe is not useful for you. That's not correct either. You can learn a lot from the SAFe practices and apply even in a small company. But if you are a company of 500 people, of course, 50 to 125 people make one train. So 500 people, easily you can have 2, 3, 4 trains. If you are a company of 3,000 people, of course, SAFe is useful for you. If you are an organization of 300,000 people, you must be doing SAFe already, I'm sure. I've not seen any bank, I've not seen any telecom company in last few years who are either they are doing SAFe or they are planning to do SAFe, or they have tried and they have done their own bastardized version of it and then declared it doesn't work, and now they're trying again. But it's something happening everywhere. So if you're not doing it, you are missing on it. All right, we have one more question here. Suddenly, yes, okay. The question is, should I do leading SAFe and other courses first before doing SPC? No, there is no such requirement. You can come on SPC course directly. As I mentioned earlier, it's a 4-day program. First 2 days of SPC are basically leading SAFe, which is the first certification. On your screen, on the extreme left, SA, SAFe Agilist, is the certificate you get, is the title you get by attending a course called Leading SAFe. That's the first course. So even if you're coming to the SPC program for 4 days, first 2 days you are learning basics. And then second 2 days, you're going into advanced concept. Can I start delivering training immediately after doing the SPC course? So it works like this. You attend the 4-day class, then you have to write an exam and of course pass the exam. Just get one attempt to pass the exam. There is a practice exam. You can do it as many times as you want. But after the practice exam, you have to you have to write the real exam. Once you pass it, you get the title. Now you have the license to deliver the training. But let's say after doing SPC program, you want to go and deliver Scrum Master training, SAFe Scrum Master training. So you have to pass the SAFe Scrum Master exam as well. But that's free. You don't need to pay anything. It's a quality check. What Skilled Agile says, you log in into your account and you go through the SAFe Scrum Master syllabus, course material, and all there are lots of videos, what you are going to teach other people, and then write the exam yourself. Once you pass that exam, then you can deliver that course. It's free of cost. So if you want to deliver all these training, if you want to deliver all this training after doing your SPC, you need to clear the exams for all these. So in a way, by just doing SPC, you are becoming SAFe Agilist as well, a SAFe practitioner as well, SAFe Scrum Master, architect, art. You can do all these things for free. All right. And then a bit of practice as well. Of course, if you have never given the training on Zoom in the setting like this or in a physical classroom setting, you definitely need some practice. Maybe you are doing it already in your role. If I want to learn SAFe by reading a book, what is the best book? The best book I can recommend is SAFe Distilled 5.0. I have it in my Kindle. My Kindle is not here, otherwise I would have shown you. Yeah, it's called SAFe Distilled 5.0. Read that book. When SAFe 6 will come out, maybe after a few months of that, they will upgrade the book. But if you don't want to buy the book, I think it's in UK is £30 or something. But if you don't want to buy the book, you can go to scaledagileFramework.com and you can learn everything pretty much for free. Or you can watch